Still processing. Tonight, a guy friend of mine yelled at me to shut the f up and let him talk. And this is a nice guy, right? I could have this, I'll probably have another video between nice and kind. But I was absolutely shocked. We were talking about the T app, and I could tell it was coming from a very emotional place and projections from his part, and I was just sharing the women experience and why something like the T app exists. 10% goes to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and he was arguing how for men, if a woman doesn't like a man, he can easily slander him and things like that. And I was explaining to him, yes, that's the case, but you can compare that to women survivors who go to court, and the court is usually not on the side of survivors.
So make sure a female's lying and that T app and got a little girl in the lie. And that's crazy as fuck. So basically this lady posted her man on the T app and said, "Ladies, what's T?" Like 5 females commented, "Oh yeah, he just busted me down. He just did this. He just did this." The girls was flat out lying. Different states, brain, never traveled before.
You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So I came across this video of this woman talking about her interaction with her guy friend about the T app. And I found it intriguing, not just because of what she had to say, but also the fact that I've come across a whole bunch of videos that literally debunks the whole point that she was trying to make in her video. Yeah, I don't know how this happens to me. At this point I'm starting to think it's a gift. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
We already have so many things that aren't on our side. And so when we have an app, I'm stumbling around my words because I'm still like processing. I don't do well with men who react that way from my history. And so, but the app was created for women to support women. You could put green flags on there. You could put red flags, but it felt like he didn't hear anything I was saying, and sharing how there's potential slander versus women's safety, right? Domestic violence. Men are the apex predator for women, and most of unaliving comes from men against their partners. And so it kind of even proved a point. And also the point of, I was just debating, sharing my part, and it was getting him very frustrated to the point where he's an impassioned person, right? But then it tipped over and he yelled at me and said, "Shut up." And the girls that were there, one girl stepped away and then the other girl was sitting, and they were shocked too. I don't know how to process it in terms of it being a guy friend. He did catch himself and then he apologized and apologized again. But it's when you go over the edge and that happens, it's not okay. And this is why emotional regulation is really important. And I'm proud of myself to tell him I didn't freeze. My past self would have frozen. I immediately said, that is not okay. You need to step back, cool down. I don't think we should have this conversation anymore. He didn't step back and he just paused. And then he continued with the conversation on a calmer note. So that wasn't truly boundary honoring. I'm just still processing this. A guy friend. when guy friends are the guys that have been teaching me and showing me that it is a safe place. Yet, this stuff happened. And it just full circle makes the point, which he was not listening to. So it adds to men not listening to women, why women are threatened by men, and why there's fear and emotional regulation, saying that women are more emotional.
My gut tells me that she's not being 100% honest about this whole conversation. The only time, in my personal opinion, the only time it would make sense for a man to yell at you to shut the fuck up is unless you kept interrupting him while he was talking. Because anytime especially when it comes to watching these panel talks, that's generally where that comes from. That's generally where that frustration comes from. That tip over that she was referring to. That's usually where it comes from, because women have a hard time just listening to men and letting them finish what they have to say, because y'all, like you said, get emotional and get reactionary instead of just stopping and listening. And if that was the case, then it's actually him that should feel like he was not being heard, not you. Yeah, and that so-called just slander that you referring to actually ended up leading to somebody being unalived that had nothing to do with the situation in the first place. Check this out.
So make sure a female's lying and that T-App then got a little girl unalived. And that's crazy as fuck. So basically this lady posted her man on the T-App and said, ladies, what's T? Like 5 females commented, oh yeah, he just busted me down, he just did this, he just did this. The girls was flat out lying. Different states, brain never traveled before. And guess what? She went and checked him, and instead of asking him, hey, what's the deal with this? She just got to spazzing, right? And he like, hey, I'm a struggling father. I don't even have time to even know who any of these people are, right? She didn't care. She called her side nigga and told him to go beat bruh up. Guess what? Bruh didn't come beat bruh up. He came, stayed outside and just shot through the house. When he shot through the house, he happened to hit bruh. Bruh didn't pass away, but he also hit bruh's daughter, little 3-year-old daughter. She didn't make it. How miserable do you have to be to comment on somebody's post saying their man smashed you and did all this to you, knowing you're lying, just to cause him and her friction and problems? Guess what? It caused a deeper problem than they thought. I hope whoever caused that is all sleeping with that at night. All 5 of them girls, I hope they sleeping with that little girl passing on their conscience.
Right. All over just slander that wasn't even true. The shit wasn't even true. The man never even traveled before. That shit was coming from people that wasn't even in the area. What the fuck are we doing out here, bro? Just being irresponsible and sloppy.
Why the fuck are you trusting anonymous bitches on this fucking T-App? Do not believe everything you read on there. I did a little experiment in the Denver T-App area, okay? So I posted a man that I met in Arizona like a while ago that there's no way anybody in Denver would have talked to him or seen him or anything. Like, he's never even fucking been to Denver. Just to see if some bitches would say something to stir shit up. Posted it and I was like, we've been on some dates, things have been going well, just trying to see if like anybody else has been talking to him or seeing him. Some bitch commented, said we went on a date not too long ago. Like, bitch, you're a fucking liar. And then I commented back on it and I was like, you're fucking lying, because I literally posted this guy who's not even from here. There's no way anybody would have gone on a date with him, so you're a fucking liar. These bitches straight up will just lie just to ruin some shit you have going on. And that's the other thing. Don't be posting your man, because these bitches will come for him. I don't get why women trust other women just because they're women. Women are grimy as fuck too. And I've even had some male friends that have had shit said about them that's out of pocket, like to the fucking max. It's just not okay. So if you're gonna take anything from the T-App, make sure you get receipts with it. Otherwise, don't fucking believe anything these bitches are saying. People love to be messy just to be messy. Oh, and the bitch literally deleted her comment after I said that, so she knows she's fucking lying. Fucking losers, lame ass bitches.
I think that the initial intention of the T-App was like really good, especially if you're married. Because if you're not married, it really doesn't make sense. Somebody's past dating history is up to you to figure out based off their behavior, based off what they say, and based off what they tell you. If I'm going on a date with the girl, I don't want a sheet of all the guys that she's fucked in the last year. Like, I think it's just weird. I've been in the game long enough. I could tell, homie. I don't need you to tell me everything about her. I'll figure it out. And the reality is, every single person, girl or guy out there, if they've dated a couple people, guess what? Their partners are not going to say wonderful things about them. There's always going to be something that isn't good. And that's why the relationship didn't work out. And then there are people that are just simply miserable because of their own dating history, because of their own traumas. And they want to go out in the world and anonymously ruin other people's dating lives. And I've seen this personally with myself because I'm on the T app myself, and I've had a bunch of stuff said about me that is completely untrue. But I will also say this, there are some people that have been helped by this app. And those people are particularly married women that did not know what their husbands were doing when their husband was traveling, when their husband was out and about. And it's good for that reason. But if you're not married, listening to an anonymous app, we just know how the internet is without any receipts, is a recipe for disaster.
Nah, she right. Those women are losers. That is loser ass behavior. Very loser behavior. I don't even know why you would do some shit like that. That's goofy as fuck. Again, like I said, sloppy, reckless, unnecessary. Like, wait, what type of shit is that?
What the hell was that?
But this is what men were concerned about, and now you're starting to see all these stories come out of all this fake ass slander and lies being told, and look what it's causing. I got some more for you. I ain't done.
So y'all females must forgot that niggas got homegirls, you feel me? So me and my homegirl chatting up, and I brought up the T-app. And she's like, oh, you wondering if you on there? And I'm like, shit, let's go see. And she's like, all right, bet. So let's go look. We was looking to see if I was on that motherfucker. Good thing I'm not on that bitch. But we come across one of our homeboys that we know real fucking well. And they in the comments saying all this shit that this nigga did, and we know this nigga ain't do that shit. So y'all getting on there lying? I thought the app was to keep y'all safe. You feel me? Like, what the fuck? Y'all getting on that bitch starting shit, gang? Like the app is supposed to keep y'all safe. Why the fuck are y'all on there showing, like, why are y'all on there clowning niggas saying that they dick little and shit? Or like, that's, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck does the nigga dick got to do with y'all safety? What the fuck does the nigga not being 6 foot tall with dreads have to do with y'all fucking safety? Just on there running.
I downloaded the T app to see what all the hype is about. I have no business on there, but I wanted to mind everybody else's business. So I finally get in 3 days later. I'm scrolling through a list of men I'll never meet, never want to know, and don't give a fuck about. But I'm like, let me read these comments, because as soon as somebody got 18 red flags, I need to read the comments to see what the fuck is going on around me. But none of this is my business, and I should have never downloaded the app to begin with. I am more embarrassed for the women than I am the men on that actual fucking app. Big ups to the women that post, like, yes, he's abusive. I have, there's a warrant against him for abusing me, blah, 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 blah. Like that, those are the type of things I expected to see on an app. I was just being nosy. But I'm reading the comments, and y'all talking about does he fuck good? Does he fuck good? I don't give a fuck about that. If you talk about does he fuck good? You bitch is okay. Does he fuck good on a T app? Stand the fuck up. Y'all should be embarrassed. That is I wish I could see y'all face. Because I need it. Y'all little girls, like, what is going on? This man got 30 red flags. You talk about does he fuck good? I gotta delete this app.
So that's 4 different examples that I just showed you guys. One of them ended up being the unaliving of a 3-year-old. And you're going to sit over here and try to tell me that slander shouldn't be taken more seriously. Now, that's not to sit over here and try to invalidate women's experiences, because I was all for this app if that's what it's being used for. But this is the part that men were concerned about, and now you're starting to see more and more videos of like this coming out on TikTok. Because I'm like, this is only what I've showed you, because I'm like, if I would have went down a rabbit hole, dude, this video probably end up being an hour long. Dead ass. Like, I was coming across a whole bunch of shit. Because, obviously everybody was talking about this. And then they were talking about the the T app for men too. Check this out.
The T on her app is active and the guys are on it. And they posting y'all pictures. And I just seen a live where a dude was going state by state by request and showing the different women in that said state and looking up girls for people on the live. So y'all wanted to play this game. Let the games begin. Right? I said it before. If you're a halfway decent man or woman, you ain't really got to worry about nothing because you're not going to end up on there because there is no tea on you to be had. However, y'all who've been running through the city, you going to be on there. And the way it's going to work for men is that they're going to use this app to prey on y'all, right? They're going to find the girls who is got green flags because, see, the green flags is talking about how easy you are to sleep with, the things that you do in the bedroom. And those men are going to come after you solely just to test out what the other men said. So a lot of y'all who on these dating apps, you better watch out, because if you on dating apps and you on this T app for these men, they're coming directly after you specifically just to see if what the other men said about you is true and whether or not you do the things that those other men said that you be doing. Right? So yeah, they're gonna be on there bashing y'all, but men truly don't even be caring about the bashing part because they know that they're not gonna keep you long term, right? They're not trying to make you their girlfriend, they're not trying to make you their wife, but they will test out and see what those other men are saying and if it's true.
Now, I'm not sure if this is true or not because when I originally covered this whole T app situation, they had mentioned this a while ago, and supposedly it got taken down. But for some reason, the woman's version was still up, and from what I know, is still up and running. So maybe this is a newer version of the app or replacing the one that got taken down. Yeah, I really don't keep up with this shit when it comes to apps and things of that nature. I got too much going on, but if it is though, they shouldn't be surprised. And after hearing these slander stories, I'm like, yeah, I really don't have any sympathy for y'all when it comes to this shit.
The T app was meant for women to expose like violent men that hit women, men that cheat, men that spread STDs, stuff like that. But somehow it turned into like defamation of character. Like, it just seems like it's a bunch of messy hoes that are on there mad because a guy probably hit and got up out of there, and they're mad and their pride is so hurt that they have to wait on the app and be like, oh, and his teeth are yellow. Then when you look at the type of people that are on the T app, it's like you really didn't even love yourself anyway, because why were so many of you women dealing with this type of man that looks like this? High value men are not doing this dumbass shit. They're not playing games, doing childish shit that these girls be talking about. They're not dealing with childish females. Like, this is what happens when you lower your standards. You have high standards, you have a better quality in life. You don't have to wait in line on the T app. You don't. Next time, deal with a man with money, okay? Because when he has money, you care about that shit.
What we're not having a conversation about is why the T app is failing. And we want to give women the credit for its implosion, but the real reason and the truth of the matter is it's failing because there are not that many male abusers as women would like to tell themselves. So all it's devolved into is a cesspool of bitter, angry, and upset women that would like to label their undesirable outcomes as trauma. Because the one thing that we're not hearing women say that they're exchanging on the app is criminal records. Seeing as how anybody can go down to the police station and make a criminal records request as they are public, why are we not seeing them do that? Because likely the men that do have records that are on that app that they keep trying to expose don't have records that are associated with female violence. Because to post that would prove that women are making a conscious effort to date those men that are subpar as it pertains to criminality, education, finance, and reason. Face it, black women, black men are not as predatory as you would like them to be. Starting with Diddy, you done caught them all, and now all that you're left with are the men that are on your level. Boris.
The reaction to this T app is showing me that everything that men suspected and feared when it comes to women is absolutely true. It goes back to the conversation about body count. This is exactly why body count matters. This is exactly why a woman's past matters. This is exactly why a man should be asking questions about it. Women probably could say the same, but right now I'm not talking about the women. I'm talking about how men seeing this shit, right? All the stuff that's being revealed on this app, all the stuff that y'all fear, is exactly the same reason why dudes don't want to be married to y'all. This is exactly the same reason why A lot of dudes will opt to just be a player. This is why a lot of dudes just opt to cheat. This is why a lot of dudes do what they do, because the proof is all on that app, bro. And for one thing, men gossip and men lie. But when it comes to sex, we men ain't finna just get on there saying, "Oh, I fucked this chick," or "This chick did this," or "She got this going on." We're not doing that. That's what females tend to do. Not saying that men don't do it, but females tend to do that more. All the stuff on that app legit, and that's the same reason why dudes don't be want to commit to y'all, because of y'all track record is fucked up. Not every woman is like that, but this is exactly why. Because it's a lot of dudes who woman was on that app, and I'm pretty sure they found out a lot of stuff that they about this chick that changed their whole perception about them. I guarantee you, it's stories like this. So y'all be careful out there, man.
Yeah, you do got to be careful out here. But I want to add on to what Moses said, because he said something about women realizing that there's not many abusers out there as they claim that there are. I'm like, bro, men been trying to say this for the longest. All you got to do is look up the stats, man. I'm like, and I think this is one of the reasons why women think we don't have empathy for them when it comes to this particular topic, is because men, it's sad to see that women can tap into that logic when it benefits them, but then when they see us use the logic and it doesn't work in their favor, then all of a sudden the emotions take over. And this is the perfect example, because deep down, men have enough common sense to know, like, okay, we hear where you're coming from, but in reality, we know most men aren't doing this shit that y'all over here crying about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very small percentage of men. But for some reason, like, this seems to be something that we scream about the loudest. What should I say? Women scream about the loudest. So I think that's one of the reasons why men come across as men not having empathy for it, when in reality, it's like, no, men just live in reality. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's what it comes down to. Like, then we look at statistics that support what y'all are trying to argue about. Please let me know what you think in the comments. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button, because that's with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the live show channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.